Murder, dark truths untold. Chelsea burned deeper than a well. Eyes from his lips like a death toll bell.
Jamie here with Country Diggers. Today, I thought I'd go into this, the Bloody Century, True Tales of Murder in the 19th Century America by Robert Wilhelm. Today, we'll be reading about the Sausage Vat Murder. And this is the same man, Robert Wilhelm, who runs the murderbygaslight.com site that I get some of the murder ballads from. And some murder ballads are in this book, but this story I'm going to read is not been made into a murder ballad, but it's true history. All right, stay tuned. The Sausage Vat Murder. Adolf Lugert was known as the Sausage King of Chicago. He owned the A.L. Lugert Sausage and Packing Company, and when business was booming, he was a successful, highly regarded family man. But when the business turned bad and money was scarce, he and his wife Louise were constantly fighting. On May 1st, 1897, Louise was reported missing. Adolf claimed she had walked out on him, but the police had other ideas. They accused him of killing his wife and dissolving her body in a vat of boiling potash. The date, May 1st, 1897. Location, Chicago, Illinois. Victim, Louise Lugert. Cause of death, unknown. Accused, Adolf Lugert. All right. Adolf Lugert immigrated from Germany to the United States around 1865. A young man of 20 with $30 in his pocket. By age 45, he owned a successful meatpacking firm and was one of the largest producers on sausages in Chicago. He had devised a way to manufacture sausage in summer as well as winter. Something other sausage makers were not able to do, and became known as the Sausage King. He married his first wife, Caroline Ropek, in 1872, before he started the sausage business. They had 2 children, one of whom died before his 2nd birthday. Caroline died in 1877, and 2 months after her death, Adolf married Louise Breckniece. Louise worked as a domestic servant and, like Adolf, had come from Germany. She was pretty and petite, 5 feet tall, weighing 115 pounds. He was 32, she was 23. They have 4 children together, but only 2 lived past the age of 2. The sausage business grew rapidly, reaching a high point in 1893 when the A.L. Lugert Sausage and Packing Company supplied frankfurters for the Columbian expedition in Chicago. But when the World's Fair ended, Chicago's economy was hit hard by the Depression that had already engulfed the rest of the country. County, not country, county. Sausage orders fell drastically, and many of Lugert's customers could not pay in full for orders already received. He tried to sell the business but was defrauded by a potential buyer. Between the swindle and Chicago bank failures, Lugert was left with nothing. Adolf kept the news from Louise for as long as he could. She had been quite happy with her husband's success and had grown used to their high standard of living. And when she learned of their true financial condition, Louise began fighting with Adolf about money. According to the neighbors, the arguments were loud and sometimes violent. Several people recall Louise saying that she was planning to leave him. Rumors began circulating that Adolf had not been faithful to his wife. He kept a private office with a bed and a factory at the factory and would often sleep there. The family housekeeper, Mary Seisemering, made the bed at Adolf's office, and the two had been seen kissing one another at by factory workers. Christine Fields, a wealthy widow, had also allegedly been courted by Adolf Luger. On May 1st, 1897, Louise Luger left her home and never came back. Her brother reported her disappearance to the police, suspecting foul play, but Adolf claimed she had just made good on her promise to leave him. She had probably gone back to Germany, he said, probably with another man. The night before she left, Adolf had been working late in the basement of the factory. He had the night watchman help him turn on the steam, then sent him to a drugstore to buy some patent medicine. The next day, he had some workers clean in and around a large vat in the basement. It contained some thick, foul-smelling reddish scum, and the same substance was splattered on the floor of the basement. The watchman was suspicious and went to the police, who had the vat drained, and inside they found what appeared to be pieces of bone. They also found some metal corset stays and 2 rings, one engraved with the initials LL. The police discovered that Luger had recently purchased large amounts of arsenic and potash, a powerful alkali used in making soap. The following morning, Adolf Luger was arrested for the murder of his wife Louise. Police believed he had killed her and dissolved the corpse in a vat of burning potash. The trials were August 1897 and January 1898. Adolf Luger's trial in 1897 was a spectacle from the beginning. Over 1,000 spectators filled the courtroom every day. Women especially flocked in to get a glimpse of the killer. Reporters came from newspapers all across America, including Julian Hawthorne, the son of author Nathaniel Hawthorne, writing for the New York Journal. The prosecution faced a number of challenges in their case against Luger. First was the absence of a corpse. They claimed Adolf had completely and permanently disposed of the body, but the defense claimed that Louise was not dead. She had just left her husband. They were confident she would turn up and save Adolf. In fact, there had been dozens of sightings of Mrs. Luger throughout America. Most were proven to be hoaxes, and the rest were found to be insane or alcoholic women seen wandering alone. The second challenge was proving that the debris in the bottom of the vat actually consisted the human remains Louise Luger. The prosecution had bone experts testifying that the fragments found were from the bones of a small woman. The defense had experts who testified that it was impossible to say they were even human. Each side did its own experiments, dissolving cadavers in vats of potash. Each side proved its own assertion. In the end, the prosecution was not able to convince 12 men of Luger's guilt. The trial ended in a hung jury. The second trial began in January of 1897. This time, the expert testimony of George Dorsey, anthropologist in Chicago's Field Columbian Museum, was convincing. Though Adolf Lugert, through direct and cross-examination, testified on his own behalf for 18 and a half hours, the jury returned a verdict of guilty. So the first jury trial was a hung jury, and the second guilty of murder. The aftermath. Adolf Lugert was given a life sentence at Joliet Prison. He died of heart problems on July 27, 1899. Though it was proven that Louise Lugert's murder had nothing to do with the manufacture of sausages, sausage sales in Chicago by all makers suffered during Adolf's arrest and trial. Okay, and this is a parody of the Robert Burns poem, a poem of John Anderson, My Joe. And it's a parody of this story. John Anderson, My Joe John. When you and I first meet, we loved each other well, John, but not already yet. We had a little spat, John, not many months ago, and you boiled me in a sausage vat. John Anderson, My Joe. Okay? And it seems the neighborhood kids recited a rhyme about the gory tale. Old man Lugert made sausage out of his wife. He turned on the steam, his wife began to scream. There'll be a hot time in the old town tonight. Okay. Hope y'all enjoyed, and see you back soon.